Welcome to the Consumers Beverages Beer Show. I'm Kim Piazza. On today's episode, we'll take you behind the scenes at some unique local breweries. We've got everything from beer to hard cider, even whiskey. Coming up on the Consumers Beverages Beer Show. Our first stop today takes us out to Gasport, where Becker Farms has been a Western New York fall destination for nearly 130 years. I had a chat with head brewer Andres Vizcarra. I'm lucky enough to sit down with Andres Vizcarra at Becker Farms. Hello, Andres.
Hello.
And it just so happens that this gentleman is fifth generation family here at Becker Farms. So tell us a little bit about Becker Farms being in your family for so long.
Yeah, I literally live here. I tell people that come visit, that this is my home, and it has been my entire life.
When you come to Becker Farms, you feel that this is a place that's so cared for and so loved, and there are so many aspects of Becker Farms. And today we're going to talk about the brewing.
That's right. I have a nice selection here, a flight of just a cross section, just a little taste of all of the things we have to offer that are pretty unique to what we do here on the farm.
And the things you have to offer include beer, cider, and wine.
That's
and
right.
all of those things are brewed right here on the spot.
Yes.
At Becker Farms.
If not also grown here. So.
Did you mention that behind us are hops?
Yes, that whole wall there.
A wall of hops.
A wall of hops, yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the brewing. And the brewing happens right here on site.
That's
and
right.
You're using, what you grow here on the farm. So talk to us about what happens out back where I can see right through there. I see those tanks.
Yep.
Talk to us about what happens in there.
We have a 10-barrel brew house, which means we brew about 320 gallons at a time with 20-barrel fermenters. So we can do 2 full brews in a day. That gives us about over 600 gallons of beer at a time. And in terms of our ingredients, if we can't grow it here, we do source it locally. We work mainly with a place in Batavia called New York Craft Malt, and we source 99.9% of all of our malts from there.
Keeping it local.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of times you're going to find me and I have another fermentation specialist, a craft beverage specialist who works with me, and a lot of the times we're talking about what we're going to do. And our main goal for everything, and it's a lot of bouncing ideas around, but it all comes back to what's just going to taste the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you're kind of open to what's new and what's going to work and maybe what's a little offbeat.
Absolutely. But whatever is going to pique our interest and whatever we taste that is going to make us want to continue to taste. We know we have something good when we take a sip and we put it down and we keep going back. We've had conversations where it's like, yeah, I don't know if I like this. And then you drink it again. And then we don't know. And then next thing you know, the glass is gone. And we're like, actually, I loved it. I couldn't stop drinking it.
So basically, Becker Farms, you've set up an environment that's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for young families. It's a lot of fun for folks of drinking age. It's a lot of fun for parties, and incorporating all of these interesting flavors into the cider and into the beer, and then of course the grapes that you grow on the farm to create your own wine.
Becker Farms is the only place on earth that you can find these places. You're going to have to come out and visit.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us and for giving us the opportunity to see this wonderful outdoor space with the heaters and the hops on the wall, and for sharing your pizza bites with us.
My pleasure.
Becker Farms, it's a place to be for fall, for October. Thanks, Andres.
Very welcome.
If you're a Guinness drinker, you probably noticed the small ping-pong-like ball at the bottom of the can. This is actually a Guinness widget that, when the can is open, releases a small amount of beer and nitrogen to replicate the creamy head you would get from a tap. This widget won the Queen's Award for Technology in 1991, beating out the Internet.
Welcome back to the Consumers Beverages Beer Show. Next, we travel to Lancaster, the home of Clarksburg Cider, where I sat down with Chef Eddie to check out the incredible menu they've created in the tap room and why you should have your next party there. And now we're going to sit down with Chef Eddie. Hello, Chef.
Hi.
Thank you for having us here in the tap room. And we're going to, of course, we have a flight of cider in front of us. And I understand we've got seasonal, we have cider that's available for sale in stores in Western New York. But what we're going to focus on with Chef Eddie is the fabulous food.
Yes, ma'am. So this is sous chef Jen here. And Jen today has one of our most famous menu items, which is our smoked pastrami.
Smoked pastrami?
Which is our version of a Reuben. We include our apple cider in the sauerkraut, and that's the flavor that we're bringing to marry the cider with the food. And in front of me right here is a pork shank that is also braised in apple cider with our very famous crispy Brussels sprouts. These are going very well this season for us.
So Chef Eddie, not only when we come to the tap room can we expect cider in a flight, but we can expect cider in the food.
You can expect cider in the food, and that's one of our main goals in the kitchen, is to incorporate the cider with the food. We don't want to do it all over the menu, obviously, but we want to do it on very exclusive items to make the guests kind of feel the marriage between both products.
So it's a really interesting menu. You're having a lot of fun back there in the kitchen.
I'm having absolute fun with myself and the sous chef and our team. Our cooking styles are not traditional. We do a lot of smoking, we do a lot of braising, we do a lot of tenderizing, things that other chefs probably aren't doing or are not capable of doing. So it's a fun environment, learning environment.
So you're making cider art with this food.
We are making food art
with the cider.
Yes.
And I understand that whenever possible, your distributors you're going local as opposed to large distributors. You're sourcing locally.
We prefer to source locally as much as we possibly can. We want to involve the community that we serve, and I think that most chefs would like to do that. I'm in a position that I'm able to do that now, and I feel good about it.
When I look at the food and the cider, the flights of cider, all I can think of is this is a fantastic place to have a party.
This is an amazing place to have a party. We can do banquets. We're looking into doing weddings, job parties, birthday parties, all types of parties. So please feel free to contact us regarding that, because I would love to sit down and create a menu for you with our products.
Creating a cider menu for a party? Yes, please. And all of this is part of what makes the tap room and really this whole campus so family friendly.
Very family friendly. We encourage you to bring your family, your pets. This environment is very, very friendly and comfortable. And
I love that. I love the idea that I can even bring my dog.
yes, you can.
Thank you so much, Chef. Western New York, you've got to check it out. The food, the porch, what looks like a park full of tables for your family, for your pets. Come on into the tap room. You're going to have fabulous food. This is a great place for a date or a flight of the most wonderful cider that you can find in the tap room, in Western New York, in the store, seasonally. Come check things out. Thanks, Chef. Welcome back to the Consumers Beverages Beer Show. They say that variety is the spice of life, and sometimes all you need to mix it up is a nice, smooth glass of whiskey. Let's take a look at 13 Monkeys Whiskey, whose ties to the community and its military run deep.
The reason that we started 13 Monkeys All-American Whiskey is for my best friend, Staff Sergeant Christopher Dill. Dill, last name Irish, is also a firefighter, so why not put whiskey on a fire truck? 13 Monkeys All-American Whiskey, it's a 5-year bourbon mash, veteran-owned company out of Buffalo. On April 4th, 2005, my best friend, Staff Sergeant Christopher Dill, was killed in action while we were in Iraq. The date that he died, 4/4/05, adds up to 13. He was a Buffalo firefighter, I was a police officer. Together we were in the military, which all three professions wear logos on their uniforms. He was an avid gambler, he used to bet on 13. My name's Jason, dealt with Friday the 13th my whole life. Whole side of the bottle has all the symbolism and meaning behind the logo that's on front of the bottle. We got both fire trucks that we do. We use in parades, we use all different things through the holidays, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, St. Patty's Day, Dingus Day. Bring out a bunch of people that want to support, you know, first responders, veterans, local nonprofit, our whiskey, things like that. So we take them out and have a good time with the fire trucks. So I started KIA Memorial Road March as a way to honor my best friend, Staff Sergeant Christopher Dill, that was killed in action while we were in Iraq. So I wanted to do something to help out, and over the last 11 years, we've raised 370,000 pounds of food for local veterans. And we've done a lot of things for military units and things like that. So, and as it came out, I ended up meeting somebody that actually helped out with the mission for KIA and 13 Monkeys, and everything kind of intertwined from that.
In the military, we did a lot of fun logistic things and acquired large military items. Well, I did that overseas for my job. Now I got a chance to do it with KIA. I ended up buying a fire truck at a Girl Scout meeting. We'll talk to the fire chief. But with KIA, which is on my shirt here, Jay started a liquor company, a whiskey company, 13 Monkeys. And now being a part of that, that helps fund KIA. It also helps boost morale when we're doing events. What ended up happening was during the shutdown, we actually had a unit that needed some particular help. And Joe Maluski came to me and asked if it was possible if I can help out with their unit's Christmas party. Government didn't have any money for the soldiers and their families to have their annual Christmas party, and that's when KIA actually stepped in and said, yeah, we'll take care of them. We got ham dinners, we got Christmas presents for the kids, we brought Santa Claus, and we bought toys for the kids, and they got to have a picture taken. So it was kind of seamless for the children. You know, the adults understood what we were and what our mission was. And, you know, lo and behold, Joe also had a fire truck outside that was taking kids around with Santa Claus on a little roundabout there. So meeting of the minds kind of got together and started using the truck for KIA, which the truck was named the Morale Response Vehicle, which was appropriate, you know, let's boost morale in the neighborhoods and everything like that. Then, you know, coupled with a whiskey company that was on the back burner, it came to fruition, and lo and behold, we got a fire truck, and now we have 2 fire trucks that boost morale with some alcohol on them, and we go to local bars, restaurants, and help out at the Road March and a couple other events that KIA does throughout the year. So we're in about 40 different liquor stores, 40 different bars and restaurants, Buffalo Chop House. They make their Manhattans out of it. We're in Vice, we're in Neat, we're in a bunch of local bars, Ebenezer, Ale House. You can go on our website and look at all the different restaurants and liquor stores that we're in.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of Consumers Beverages Beer Show. But first, here's another fun fact about beer you may not have heard before.
In 1634, the Paulaner monks of Munich invented a beer so malty and thick that they nicknamed it liquid bread. For the entire 46 days of Lent, they drank only this beer and water. It was believed that the beer would cleanse the body and soul in preparation for Easter. This beer was the original Doppelbock and is sold today as Paulaner Salvator.
Santora's 1927 brew house at the Galleria Mall now has a brewing operation right at the restaurant, and the beer is just as good as the food. Here's Eric Coleman, who's with the man behind it all, Paul Santora.
We are here live on location at Santora's 1927 brew house at the Walden Galleria Mall. This is a gorgeous facility, and you have really helped make this your own here. And I'm with Paul Santora, proprietor.
How are you, brother?
Good to see you, man, as
Absolutely.
always.
Always good.
Now, this place is a unique story because it was an existing brew house that you made your own and evolved it. Can you tell us a little bit about how this all came about?
Yeah, we were going to first turn our Transit Road location into a brew house and do all this remodeling, and then all of a sudden, we got a call from a buddy of mine saying this place was possibly available, and we took a look, and we decided to test out the waters. But before we made the huge investment into a brewery, I know food very well,
Yep.
and I can do food very well, I feel. But beer was a very scary situation, right? We wanted to serve the same high quality beer as we would sell in food, but not having the information. It was kind of a scary venture for me because food's been my whole life. But this was a great area in which for us to test the waters, and it's worked out great. We love it.
That's awesome. And as you can see right behind us, we have the beautiful brew house set up. You're looking at the fermenters right here. Brew systems over here. Gorgeous German system set up. They kind of evolved a little bit, I think.
It was a little, Rob, our brewer, he just took one look at it and he's like, seriously, but to evolve into an area over a couple of years with him brewing and getting used to the system, it just becomes second nature now. So, yields are better, beer's better, more natural ingredients, easier to brew. Just all those components that would go into a good beer. I think he's established and perfected it down with this brew house.
You have an awesome little patio where the wall kind of opens up, but you have a private little room that you have in here that can accommodate a decent number of people to be able to offer that experience in a very more commercial setting. This is really cool.
You know what, the build out of this space was done very well. The kitchen is just top notch. The bar, the way the tap system was set up in the brewery. I mean, everything was done to walk in to this kind of environment and not have to build it, to do some cosmetic changes and get the things working like they should be working and producing food the way we do. It's been a complete blessing for us. It really has.
Awesome. Now with regard to the beer, because you've had a few years been making it, it's getting dialed in, it's really becoming known. If you don't mind, because curious minds want to know, what are your thoughts? Like, what are the next steps? Like with production, you're looking to maybe keep it in-house, or you're looking to say, maybe down the road, like, what are your thoughts? Because I know there's another location that you're looking to kind of create.
Our goal is really in-house right now. We have selected a few really great locations that we've been doing some work with. Wingnuts took over our Millersport location.
Okay.
They're going to kind of represent our 1927 brand. They're going to have 10 taps there. We worked with Justin from YOLO, and he opened up 2 Nines, and they're kind of becoming a 1927 tap house too. They're going to carry good amount of beers. So we're trying to be very selective. We really don't want to get into that whole distribution thing because we like the restaurant business. And that's what we pride ourselves in.
If you have not been, make sure you come down and you have a plethora of TVs to come and enjoy all the Buffalo sports teams here. Great food, great space, awesome beer. If you happen to be in the area, you definitely got to come and check this out. And I want to say thank you very much, sir, for taking time to chat with us.
Always such a great time, man. I appreciate you.
Awesome, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks.
Cheers.
Yep.
Since 1948, Consumers Beverages has been Buffalo's beer store with the largest selection in the area. Here's President and CEO Neil Cavanaugh to tell us a little more about Consumers' past, present, and future in Western New York.
So my dad started Consumers Beverages in 1948 with 3 other gentlemen, and their objective was to home deliver beer and soda pop to the residents of Erie County. The other gentleman that he started the business with left the business within a few years of its inception. However, my dad kept the business going and grew from 15 truck routes up to 50 truck routes by about 1966, at which time he started opening retail stores as the community in Western New York grew and people's desire to buy beer on their way home from work grew. He was able to open more stores. Our first store opened in 1966 on South Park Avenue in South Buffalo, and we've now grown to 18 locations over Erie and Niagara County. When the business first started, they had 5 brands of beer and 2 brands of soda pop that they distributed, that consumers distributed. And they, in 1950, opened up a soft drink bottling plant in the building at Genesee and Bailey, and we were manufacturing soda pop until 1988. We had 17 different flavors of regular, 5 different flavors of diet in 10-ounce bottles and 32-ounce bottles, but as 2 liters prevailed in the market, and we sold the property where the bottling plant was housed, we focused more on the beer end of things. And when the company started, as I said, there were 5 brands of beer. Today we have nearly 3,000 different brands of beer in stock at each of our stores, all available ice cold. So I like to tell people that my dad took me to work on Take Your Son to Work Day when I was 9 years old, and he hasn't sent me home yet. My first job at Consumers was washing the floors in the offices, which are located in South Buffalo. When I was in 6th grade, on Saturdays and Sundays, my dad would take our whole family to work and assign us each a job. So it's truly a family-run business, family-owned business, and many members of our family are still here today. We've been able to grow the business in Western New York because of our loyal and dedicated staff members. We have multiple staff members who have been on staff for 20, 30, up to 50 years. We have many retirees in the community, but without our loyal and dedicated staff members, we would not have been able to serve the patrons in Western New York that are interested in having cold, fresh beer, especially local beers, at their convenience at any one of the 18 consumer beverage locations. We have over 3 buyers in our central office in South Buffalo that are currently seeking out craft beers from the local breweries as well as regional breweries, breweries in Canada, breweries across the world. We also have a network of distributors that bring us the products and the items that we currently have in stock. And there's been quite an influx of new items lately, including lemonades and teas and ready to drinks. And we search the world and we search the globe to find the items that our customers are looking for. The local breweries in Western New York put out unbelievable products. We have over 20 Western New York breweries that we feature in store. Each one of the breweries brings their own specialty items to the table, and it's one-stop shopping for people interested in local beers. We have an opportunity to continue to grow the business in Western New York. We're celebrating our 75th year. We have plans on deck to build 2 more stores in Western New York. I have 3 sons that are actively in the business, and we're looking forward to a bright future for Consumers Beverages.
The world's longest hangover came after a man in Scotland drank 60 pints of beer in 4 days. How long did it last? Was it A, 10 days, B, 2 weeks, C, 4 weeks, D, 3 months? The answer is C. His hangover lasted an agonizing 4 weeks.
Thanks for watching Consumers Beverages Beer Show. We'll see you next week. Right now, I have to get back to work.